Okay, let me start this off real quick. Give me a second. Okay, so I'm going to begin with my personal improvement plan presentation. My project goal was to lose 25 pounds by March 30th so that I can lead a more healthy lifestyle. Recently, when I started doing this, I went hiking and I had a very, very, very hard time hiking. I was very, very tired after I got done. Like, my body was sore. I was very thirsty, very out of it. So, like, I could tell I was very out of shape. And this is what made me want to start doing this project goal. So why? So I was overweight, like I said. I had no energy at the time. Like, I could barely stay up all day. And I still have chronic back pain, but I had even worse back pain back then. Even if when I laid down, my back tended to hurt. Um, but the having no energy part was really what got to me because I like to be busy all the time. And it's just a lifestyle that I've always liked, to be busy all day long. And me not having energy really affected this because it made me want to stay at home all day. And the more I stayed at home, the more sad I got. I am more of a people person, so having no energy really affected me, and not being able to be with my friends and my family, being able to hang out and stuff, did affect me. Um, so to get my desired outcome, I decided meal prep was like key, because during the week I barely have time to cook with school and work and family. It doesn't work out for me to cook during the week sometimes, unless I set like a specific time to do it. Time management was also included in it, and it's also part of why I decided to meal prep. Time management also includes me taking out an extra 40 to 30 minutes each morning to do yoga, to go outside for a walk. Um, no running because I can't run yet. It's still not that good for me to try to start running. Um, Portion control is another way to achieve desired outcome. Technically, when we're eating, our food portion should not be larger than the palm of our hand, which is about a 6-ounce serving. We should also have a proper portion of vegetables, not grains because of the diet that I'm doing. Um, but there are other forms to portion out everything to an appropriate level. Whenever you are eating cereal, um, anything you're eating, just look at the nutrition label, and it's supposed to, like, it tells you how much a serving is. Generally, people look at the nutrition label and they just assume it's for the whole can, but no, it's for each portion that is inside of the can. Usually, like a can of green beans, I think, has 2 portions in it, 2 to 3 portions. Each thing is different. Just make sure to look at the nutrition label. I tend to do that now more when I go to the grocery store, looking at the nutrition labels, checking to see what's on there, what's in there, and all that sort of stuff. So some health risks associated with being overweight include diabetes, which runs in my family. My mother suffers from diabetes, as well as some of my aunts, my uncles, my grandparents. None of my first cousins are suffering with diabetes. As far as I know, no one has talked about it, and we're usually very close. High blood pressure, it's not something that I worry with at the moment. My mother does, my uncles and my aunts do also. Um, that might have to do with the fact that we eat a lot of pork, we eat a lot of lard, a lot of fat. Um, I have yet to suffer from high blood pressure. I do tend to have a more elevated blood pressure when I get to the doctor's office. The doctor says that it's white coat syndrome, but that's as far as I've experienced with health risk and high blood pressure. Breathing problems, I tend to have this, and I'm still kind of suffering with it. Before, it used to be to where I was snoring so loudly at night from not being able to breathe that I would wake myself up, or I would wake my partner up, and he would have to like push me so I would wake up and tell him. He would tell me that I was snoring too loudly or whatnot. Um, right now, I'm still snoring somewhat, but I would say not as loudly as I was. Like, I think it sounded like a lawnmower going off every 5 minutes. I have yet to suffer from heart disease. No one in my family has suffered from heart disease, and hopefully no one will. But it is an associated risk with being overweight. To achieve my desired outcome, I have turned to low carb meals. This is always my go-to when dieting. It's a lot of people in my family's go-to when dieting. It does tend to make you gain weight back at the end of the diet because you start incorporating starches and stuff back in, but it's not as bad as most people make it out to be. Say if you lose like 40 pounds, you probably gain 10 pounds back, or 5 pounds, just depends. But low carb meals are really fun for me because Pinterest is my best friend. And it's easier to throw something on the grill or use my George Foreman instead of having to fry something, and it works out a lot better. Right now I'm really interested in getting like an air fryer so I can still keep my meals, really good, and then like be really crispy and stuff. Of course, low carb also includes some vegetables and some fruits. Usually fruits and vegetables that have a lot of sugar in them are not included in low carb meals. So that also includes the second bulletin that says cut down on sugar intake. I love sugar. I love cakes. I love ice cream. I love dessert in general. At family gatherings, I used to eat dessert first because I was scared I was going to die before I got to eat the dessert. It's just a notion I had in my head all the time. But cut down on sugar, low carbing, those two are really big factors. Like I said, when you check the nutrition labels at the cans at the grocery store, make sure you check to see how many carbs are in there, how much sugar is in there. That's also part of it. Portion control is also how I plan to achieve my desired outcome. A body cleanse, I have yet to cleanse my body of anything. This was something I have thought about. They do a colon cleanse to where it really cleans your stomach out real good and everything. I have never done this. My mother has, and she has lost over 100 pounds. But it also had to do with the fact that she was diagnosed with diabetes and she took it a lot more seriously. To achieve my desired outcome, I have also set up a regular sleep schedule. I'm usually in bed by 10 and I wake up around 6, sometimes 5. It just depends. I try to get a good amount of sleep each night. With the holidays that just came up, I have been suffering. I'm not sleeping as well as I was, so I can actually tell what kind of toll it's taken on my body. And then a food journal is also a way that I've looked to achieve my desired goal. I have an app on my phone called MyFitnessPal, and I'll call her she, tracks everything that I eat. I just kind of tell it what I sort of ate. I search for it. Like if I went to Wendy's and I got a burger, but I took off the buns and I just ate the meat and the lettuce and stuff, it's on there. Just stuff that you wouldn't really think that would be on there is on there. And it's actually a really handy app. It tracks the calories that you ate, just tell it how many portions you ate of it and stuff like that. It's really good. So far, I have managed to lose 6 pounds. Probably gained 2 to 3 during the holidays. Probably more than that because I love Thanksgiving and it was my cheat meal. Which, just because I'm trying to lose weight doesn't mean I'm not allowed to have a cheat meal at least once a month. And this year I splurged on Thanksgiving because it is my favorite holiday ever because there's so much food everywhere. I have found that I tended to stay away from certain foods that I usually love to eat. They didn't taste as good. My portions were not as big, so the portion control actually helped shrink my stomach up a little bit, I feel. And I got full a lot quicker. And I mean, I've not really had any food cravings since then, but it's kind of going. And I hope by next semester I will be able to tell you guys that I lost 30 pounds successfully without really gaining much of it back. And that is all on my personal improvement plan presentation. I hope you guys have a great semester, and see y'all next semester if I have more classes with you.